Now, back to the recruiting side of things, coaches, I'm curious. Do you like the star system? I mean, like, because I know they say that coaches don't pay attention to it, but it's, recruiting is the lifeblood of college football, and it's hard to ignore it, I guess. But I mean, when you were recruiting, did you care? Did you like, because, fans especially get so caught up in it, like, hey, DJ Swearinger, he was a 3-star, or, Dylan was a 2, Connor Shaw was a 3. And I mean, the best players in school history, a lot of them were 3-stars. Then, of course, you got the guys like Clowney's who, right, 5-star, best recruit ever. I mean, do you like the star system? Because I know you recruited before that even existed. I mean, do you like it? Did you even care? Like, do any coaches go into recruiting and look at those ratings and put any stock into it?
Not really.
Yeah. I didn't think so. I mean,
I didn't want somebody else making decisions for me.
Right.
As far as an evaluation, because most people don't know what they need to be looking for.
Right.
They just, they get talking. And the thing I didn't like about the star system was that when our people would start rating kids, if it wasn't a high enough rating, it hurt us in recruiting.
Yeah.
Because the kids say, y'all's people don't think I'm very good.
Yeah.
And that's where I thought it was a huge negative. But I understand. I mean, the star system. I mean, people get into it.
Business is literally created out of it. I mean,
it is.
The sites literally they operate off of that. That's literally that business model, I guess you could say.
I mean, I was speaking at a Gamecock Club meeting in Augusta one year, and I made a statement. I said, I hope none of you people, really pay attention to this stuff, this star stuff. And there was a wife out there, and she started punching her husband in the ribs, and I could tell she was like, I told you.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of names.
Yeah. I mean, it's with all due respect to what the guys do, but like I said, I mean, if you look at the star ratings, like I said, DJ Swearinger was a 3, and he turns out to be, arguably the greatest, most decorated defensive back ever come through. So
I'm going to give you the best example. There was a guy, and I'm not even going to say his name, but out of Chesterfield, that was rated the number 1 linebacker in the entire country. We didn't think he was very good. Clemson didn't think he was very good. Well, he signed Michigan. Because Michigan said, we're going to go get us a 5-star linebacker out of South Carolina. Well, he goes to Michigan. First time he got homesick, they were like, yeah, you probably need to go back home. Because they hadn't practiced, and they realized what had happened. Well, he comes back. Well, now we've got to recruit him again, because our fans are like, Clemson's got to recruit him.
Because you can't come out and say,
well, Clemson did a worse job recruiting him the second time than we did. So we end up with him. And all he ever did was he played a little bit on the scout team.
Right.
I think he ended up transferring to Benedict. I don't even know if he ever played there either.
Right.
I mean, but
how does that happen? I mean, how can the ratings be that off? I mean, it's just people that just don't know what they're talking about, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, people, what they do, they look at a guy, they look at his body.
Right.
They say, well, he's got to be a great player.
Right.
But that's not true.
Right.
I mean, it's, there's a lot of things that I do whenever I evaluate. Like I have them squat down like a catcher.
Yeah.
And keep their heels on the ground. If they can't keep their heels on the ground, they can't change direction.
Right. You
cannot change that.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
And I look at muscle bellies, like in their biceps and in their thighs. If they don't have what I call a muscle belly, like a little mountain right here,
right,
in their thighs and arms, they can't get strong.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to change it. Doesn't mean they're going to be a bad player, but they're never going to get strong. I had one of the best players I ever coached at Michigan State. He used to be so upset because his numbers in the weight room were not very good. And I told him, I said, Josh, you're never going to be strong. So you're a heck of a player. You played 4 or 5 years in the NFL.
Right.
I said, you're a heck of a player because you got all the other stuff, and he had all the intangibles too.
Yeah.
But and that's the other thing too. You've got to know the demeanor.
I know you talked about last time. I think it was Devin Taylor. You punched him or whatever. And
well, I mean, what we did, Sylvia's mom brought him down to camp.
Yeah.
And Devin was so mild talking, so meek, quiet.
Yeah.
And which was not how he played football.
Yeah.
But I really worried about that.
Yeah.
And so his mom brought him down to camp in summer. I said, all right, Devin, I'm going to be the offensive lineman. I said, I'm going to start the drill. I'm just going to give you a little, I'm going to punch you right here. And I said, I want you to give me your best pass rush move. Well, I hauled off and hit him with my fist as hard as I could in his chest. And when I did, I mean, his eyes went red. I mean, and he excuse me, me about whipped my ass out there on the football field. And that's why I went over to Sylvia, his mom. I said, Sylvia, he's got scholarship.
Yeah.
We won.
Yeah.
That's all I need to see was that right there.
Yeah.